At the turn of the 20th century, a storm brewed in China. This was not a storm of nature, but one of human conflict and upheaval. This wasn't a storm of wind and rain, but of rebellion and bloodshed. The air was thick with tension, and the streets echoed with the cries of the oppressed. It was called the Boxer Rebellion, and it shook the world. The Boxers, as they were known, were determined to rid their land of foreign influence. From 1899 to 1901, China became a battleground. Cities and villages alike were engulfed in the chaos of war. At the heart of this conflict was a struggle for the soul of China. The very essence of Chinese identity and sovereignty was at stake. Foreign powers, including Great Britain, had been encroaching upon China for decades. Their presence was a constant reminder of lost autonomy. They carved out spheres of influence, controlled trade, and imposed their will on the Chinese people. The economic and cultural impact was profound and deeply resented. Resentment simmered and boiled over into open revolt. The Chinese people could no longer tolerate the humiliation and exploitation. The Boxer Rebellion was a desperate, furious attempt to expel these foreign influences and reclaim China for the Chinese. It was a fight for dignity, freedom, and the future of a nation. Imagine your country, once strong and proud, being humiliated on the world stage. This was China's harsh reality in the late 19th century, a time of great turmoil and suffering. The once mighty Qing dynasty, which had ruled for centuries, had been severely weakened by internal strife and devastating defeats at the hands of foreign powers. Unequal treaties forced upon China after losing wars such as the Opium Wars had chipped away at its sovereignty and dignity. The Chinese people faced widespread poverty, devastating famines, and the constant humiliation of foreign domination in their own land. They saw the rapid influx of Western technology and influence as a direct threat to their ancient traditions and way of life. This toxic mix of anger, humiliation, and fear created a volatile tinderbox ready to explode. All it needed was a spark to ignite the flames of rebellion and change. The spark came in the form of a secret society known as the Righteous and Harmonious Fists, a group that emerged in the late 19th century. Known to foreigners as boxers, because of their martial arts training, they practiced traditional Chinese martial arts and calisthenics. They believed they possessed spiritual powers that made them impervious to bullets, a belief that gave them immense confidence in battle. Fueled by a potent mix of nationalism and mystical beliefs, the Boxers targeted foreign missionaries, diplomats, and Chinese Christians, who they saw as collaborators with the foreign powers. They believed that by expelling the foreign devils, they could restore China to its former glory, free from foreign influence and control. Their attacks, initially scattered and localized, quickly gained momentum, spreading like wildfire across northern China, causing widespread chaos and fear. The Qing government, initially hesitant and unsure of how to respond, eventually threw its support behind the Boxers, marking a significant turning point in the rebellion and escalating the conflict further. The Boxer Rebellion presented a direct and significant challenge to British interests in China. The British Empire, with its vast colonial holdings, had significant investments in China, particularly in trade and commerce. When the Boxers laid siege to the foreign legations in Beijing, trapping foreign nationals including many Britons, the British government, along with other world powers, formed an 8-nation alliance to relieve the siege and crush the rebellion. British forces, dispatched from India and other parts of the empire, played a key and crucial role in this military intervention.